welcome back everyone to Worlds 2020. I'm happy you're still with us. We just saw JDG Gaming put an end to Damwon's undefeated streak, and although there was not much on the line today, it was a banger of a game.
Yeah.
Before that though, I'm gonna need my experts to weigh in on this replay. It was, I know this is a stressful situation.
Look at the mechanical execution on this fist bump.
Oh.
Going left, right, and then with a handshake out of a fist
Production,
bump.
we're gonna need a replay. Okay, here we go.
Bit slower, please.
And
I really think it was.
Oh God! I mean, happens once, shame on you. Happens twice, happens thrice.
It's like you think, I know what he's thinking. I'm gonna do this now, and this is gonna work. Oh no, okay. Well now I know what he's thinking. I'm gonna do this now, and then it works out. Hey, we all had those moments. I know you're cringing at home, but have you not ever done that?
I've never done that.
What?
I'm pretty sure I've gone for that. Yeah.
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 Okay. Anyway, it was actually a super interesting game. JDG won, so Damwon is not undefeated, and this is what we wanted to see out of JDG actually in earlier games, so that they could still contest for the #1 spot, Froskurinn.
Yeah, 6s across the board right there in chat for JDG. This was an all-star performance from them. Now, that said, I don't feel like we'd see another Galio come out of Showmaker. I know Galio's a good pick into the Twisted Fate. You follow him around, but I do think that JDG threw one of their best drafts, some of their best individual champions. The Camille, the Bar, the Twisted Fate was coming out, and it felt like Damwon, while yes, they still wanted to win, yes, they looked very impressive, yes, it was Barrel's Alistar, I don't think that we'll see another Callisto from them.
Yeah, I don't think so either, especially after all these AD carry bans. I think they may be more cautious dropping the AD carry to 4-5, or at least make sure you have another option, because I do think it doesn't bode well for them if the AD carry position's that shafted to a certain extent. I don't think we will see another Zoom Camille, honestly. Having that be a first pick is so crucial for Blue Sides right now, because I do think that Blue Sides have to kind of settle for champions in the top lane that have that engaged potential, and I think there's basically only Camille and the Ornn.
We talked so much about the top lane at the beginning of the day, actually, and it's getting a bit dicey because indeed you have the Camille, you have the Ornn, and you know, you can't always be sure that you're going to be able to beat the enemy top laner, especially if it's an OPL top laner, even with a good matchup. So it's going to be tricky there.
Sorry, I'm looking at the...
No, yeah, that wasn't on screen. There's another replay on here.
Yeah, a lot of things going on right now.
A lot of things going on indeed. So talk to me about how the group evolved. This was going to be the big battle mostly for #1 between JDG and Damwon in this day, and Dot got knocked out. Rogue got knocked out with PSG early on as well. There were some upset, and JDG drops the ball. What do we walk away with here?
Partial disappointment, I would suppose.
Yes.
But I mean, I can understand Rogue's underperformance ever since they have been out of the group, honestly. I think it makes sense once you're in that position, when you lose out on the potential to make it out of it, that you don't perform as well anymore because your hopes are just crushed. I am pretty happy with Damwon's performance though. They actually lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
And especially in a 3-game day, like bringing every single day, game besides, I guess, the last one where they're kind of experimenting a bit. I think it strikes fear into other people, like when I see the team play.
It does.
It's hilarious. He was like, I'm disappointed. I was like, yeah, I am disappointed that we didn't get to see another game between Dan
Oh, I guess that's disappointing too.
And then you're like, oh, Rogue. I was like, oh, yeah, right, Rogue. Oh, now it hurts.
Well, Frost, check in with me in terms of JDG, tournament favorites conversation. They were up there. They got knocked down a peg. Does this game now bring it back, even though you yourself said, well, Damwon wasn't giving it their full potential in draft, at least? What do you take from this?
Yes, because I think finally people got to see the full potential that is JDG. And that's the thing. Like, if you run that performance back to a Damwon at their top performance, like, I would still have Damwon as the tournament favorites and should win the tournament, but like, this is what people need to get excited for. This is what people need to understand. Like, JDG and TES went to 5 games both times this year. So all of that respect and all of that fear that you have of TES also needs to be applied to JDG, and they were getting kind of the FPX treatment for a little bit for dropping the PSG game.
Maybe they're both bad if they both met in the finals. I'm just kidding. Devil's
advocate,
they're clearly very good. I know you have to be very clear these days on the internet. It's a joke. They're both really, really good.
No, we heard Wanda talk about how the Chinese teams are in scrims. Apparently, they're better than the Korean ones. So I do think that maybe some stages in the best-of-1 system could have actually been played out now for JDG. So maybe their best-of-5 performance is actually better because they are the brains overall.
And I like that you brought up FPX because that was a clear example. You know, they got taken down by Splice, and all of a sudden people were like, well, they're not that good. And then boom, they win the whole thing very easily. Very easily indeed. Quick looking ahead to the next day then, Fnatic, Gen G, LGD,
it's my favorite day.
I feel like if the stakes were done after 2 games today, this is the creme de la creme. This is like...
This is the party, the
this
fiesta that can happen.
Yes. Oh, anything can happen in this group. Amazing. What do you think? You've been part of some of these lineups,
the TSM run back.
The TSM run back?
3-0.
Well, they started 0-3 and we know how hard that is, but it's not impossible.
I mean, Fnatic
I'm not convinced either, by the way.
I mean, we've seen Fnatic come back from it.
We've seen crazier things, actually.
The thing about this group is I think that there's just so much uncertainty here.
Yeah.
Like, no one is very willing to be like, oh yes, Fnatic, clearly the top team since they have the win over Gen G. I think most people are still holding Gen G in a high regard. And then you have the LPL fans like, but
LGD ramping up.
LGD could get out of that. Meanwhile, North America's like, please, anything right now.
LGD is starting to look like a team.
Yes.
I think throughout play-ins, I think maybe we just got a bad impression, obviously, because of the underperformance. They still made it out in the best of 5-2. They dominated to a certain extent. And now being 2-1 in that group is actually kind of surprising given the performance before that. So they're definitely ramping up. And I think any single week that they have more to practice, I think they'll become better. So
we saw that improvement, and that's starting to get scary. There might be 4 LPL seeds that get onto the next round. Then we can. They definitely deserve that 4th seed in that case. But you're right. There is so much uncertainty, which is what I love, and I actually think it's going to get super crazy. Because everyone can beat everyone, and everyone practically almost did last time around, I think it's going to be crazy. I don't think TSM is out of it just yet either. They're going to get some wins on the board, and it's going to mess everything up, and I'm down. Let it be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah? We're bought in?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
We're bought in. All right. So we're going to talk more about tomorrow and a bit more about today as well in just a second in Cooldown with Dash and crew, but that'll be it from us. We'll get some sleep for that crazy day tomorrow.